Are you sick and tired of your social media content looking like? Well, I might have the solution for you. Hi, my name is McKenna. I own a digital media company called Studio SB Creatives, and today we're going to be talking about 3 ways that you can improve your content on social media. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Way number 1 is to upgrade your gear. Way number 2 is to find your individuality. And way 3 is to hire a professional. So let's go one by one and talk about how each of those ways will help improve your content. Starting with way 1, upgrade your gear. Why is that important? Well, in a lot of instances, it might not be. As we've seen time and time and time and time and time again, content can go viral just from a short clip recorded on a potato of a phone. But why upgrade the equipment? Well, for one, visually, it will bring a greater presence of professionalism. Like, I'm recording all my videos on like a $3,000 camera, and you can tell that there's a difference in quality rather than if somebody was just recording on a phone or something. But if you're limited to the equipment being some sort of phone, technology's made a lot of improvements. So, yeah, phones really do work fairly well for recording a plethora of things. But there's a lot of ways in which, upgrading to a professional camera or just making improvements to the phone itself, how much that can make it look more professional. Like if you're recording content in an iPhone and you're just kind of, going back and forth with your hand, you could upgrade to a phone gimbal and that would give you a nice fluid movement so that, the camera movements aren't so jumpy and you're not really losing track or you're not like making the viewers dizzy because we've all seen videos where, somebody's constantly back and forth, and you're just watching it and you're like, you can't even see what's going on. But by getting a gimbal, you get nicer, fluid movements right out of camera. It forces you to slow down just a little bit, and it really does bring a nicer quality to the videos. Another piece of equipment that people and businesses should invest in, this right here, just a microphone. The difference in audio quality is, oh, chef's kiss. Dude, when you upgrade that sound quality, oh my goodness, you get a crisp, nice sound. Everything is clear. You don't get the background noise. And it's not one of those things where, it's that hard to use or you don't need to be a professional to figure it out. Literally, all I did was plug these in and I was ready to go. I'm not even kidding. A toddler could probably do it. But if you really want to take the next step with your content and making it look more professional, giving it a more professional production value in visual terms, then yeah, I would seriously suggest upgrading to maybe just an entry-level camera. Technology has come so far nowadays that you can get a really nice, professional, almost cinema look just from consumer baseline entry-level cameras at this point. Yeah, they might cost a little bit up front, but your ROI, your return on investment, is so much greater than the initial cost. Like when you see pictures taken on like Instagram accounts by businesses, you can tell they had like that AI bokeh. Like it wasn't really blurred out, but technology tried its best to make it look real, and it doesn't. It doesn't look right. Sometimes it cuts off the sharpness of the thing that you actually want in focus. I see it a lot of time on like restaurant social medias where they'll take a picture of like a drink and then they slap that fake blur in the background because their camera does it automatically, and it just, oh my God, it looks absolutely terrible. So I would seriously suggest just upgrading to a camera that can take nice pictures and that doesn't look like complete dog so that you don't ruin the photo. If anything else, I would also invest in some sort of tripod. I know that, like I said, you can get gimbals for your phone, and some of them do turn into tripods. You can just set them up. Some of them have like facial tracking. Giving that stability to your camera will also help bring a nice sense of professionalism. That way the movements again aren't going crazy and you're not constantly moving. Really helps if you're one person. You can just set it up and it's right here in front of you and you can talk to it. I don't know where I would be if I didn't have a tripod for my camera. I'd be setting this thing up on books or like a shelf and trying to, like, oh my God, the difference that a tripod makes is tenfold. But anyway, we can go on and on and on about how you can upgrade your equipment, but I'm not going to exhaust that topic. Just know that if you want more professional looking content, upgrade your equipment. Doesn't matter how you do it, just do it. Moving into the second thing, finding your voice, finding your individuality on social media. What the hell does that even mean? Well, when it comes to finding your voice as an individual or a company, all that looks like is not doing what everyone else is doing. Make your content special and unique to you. It might be hard to do because it seems like everything has been done. But what's really nice about art and creating content and creating just about anything is that you can pick and pull your favorite pieces, and then you get this nice conglomerate of everything that you like that everyone else has done, and you develop something new. You develop something unique. You develop something that is you. So that's what I mean when I talk about finding your voice. Now, it is really hard to do. You might struggle for a while. I know that I still struggle with it, particularly in terms of editing my content and my photos. Like, I see a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of things that, I want my content to look like, but if I get too close to them, I just feel like I'm ripping them off. And I mean, that's not a bad thing. They were probably inspired by people who have work that is similar to their own. And it is what it is. You're not going to be able to create 100% unique content. That's just where we are in the world. But what you can do is try your best. Try your best to find your own individuality amongst the hundreds and thousands of creators out there that exist in the world. And this can be done in numerous ways. It can be through the type of content that you make, meaning the genre. It can be done with colors. It can be done with design. It can be done with how the photos look. It can be done with the actual content itself and what you're talking about or what you're visually showing. But moral of the story, just do your best to find your voice in your content. Don't do what everyone else is doing. Don't go with the herd. Stand out. Make something new. Make something that gets people excited to view your content. So with that being said, it brings us to our third and final point. Hire a professional. Oh my God. I can't tell you how many times I have seen content on social media where it's just one worker and they're going around and they're doing all the different trends, and it's just so blatantly boring. There's no marketing, there's no technique. It's just they saw a video and they recreated it, and that was it. And this person usually has no professional camera experience, no design experience, no experience in marketing or professional creation of art in any type, and it shows. I know that I'm tired of seeing it. I know that it doesn't engage me. That might not be the case for everyone, but I have also heard from a million different people that I talk to on a daily basis where they are just so tired of their content looking cheap. They're tired of their content looking cheap because that's basically what it is. You're paying somebody the same wage to their already revolving door of responsibilities within your company, when you could be outsourcing to somebody for a little bit more who has that experience and a different skill set than who the hell ever in your workplace. Like, there exist tons and tons and tons of people who can help you create content, whether they be videographers, whether they be photographers, whether they be graphic designers, whether they be web designer, whatever you want, there is somebody out there who does it professionally. And I can't tell you how important it is to hire somebody with the knowledge and the skill set to do that type of thing correctly. And when it comes to creating content like that, you might not really care about how professional it looks. And that's totally fine. Don't pay for it then. But if you are actually tired of your content looking flat and boring, pay someone who can give it some depth. And I don't mean depth as in visual terms. I mean depth as in like soul, as in like not looking like you don't care about who you are. Because in my personal opinion, granted, I might be a little biased, but whenever I see content on social media and people are posting all the time and they're doing all the right things, but their content is just so underwhelmingly average that I can't help but wonder what it would look like if they just put a little bit of effort into it, if they just paid someone just a little bit more to actually try, how much further that might go for those companies. Like, I have literally worked with tons and tons of different companies in different industries in the social media content creation sphere where they wanted different things, whether that to be content to perform well or just to look cool. And when the people just wanted to look cool, holy cow, it literally made all the difference in their content. I was actually working with a sales team who sold some sort of solar product. I don't know if it was solar panels. I don't really know exactly what they sold because I wasn't hired on to help them sell anything. I was just hired on to make their content look better. And once I did, their content grew by hundreds of followers very quickly because there was just a little bit of effort behind it. Not to mention, there was also the consistency, there was also the professionalism. Like, there were a bunch of different factors that went into it, but it stopped looking so flat and it stopped looking so boring and it stopped looking so average. I was able to help them develop this unique voice. It took a while to like get all the kinks worked out, but eventually we got into a nice rhythm and all their content started to look very uniform. It started to look very aesthetic. It started to look very unique. And I think that was something that helped their company grow by those couple hundred followers. I don't know how much of a difference those followers made in the long term, but they had more eyes on them, which is exactly what they wanted. And it just shows that, that just a little bit of effort can go a long way. As we move into this new era where social media is becoming increasingly important in terms of how a business is perceived in the world, upgrading your content can be a major way to grow your business. And it has been. I mean, chances are, if you are a business, you have run ads on social media. You have posted on social media. You have multiple social media accounts. But if you're not using them the right way, then you're just wasting your efforts. So if you're tired of your social media content looking like, just change these 3 things. Upgrade your equipment, find your voice, or just hire a professional, because by hiring a professional, they will do all those things for you, and you only have to worry about running your business. Everything else will be taken care of. If you found this video helpful, leave me a like, comment, subscribe. If you have questions about your business and maybe how you need to upgrade it, talk to me, send me a message, we can figure it out. And if you'd like to hire me or my company or the companies that I work with, also send me a message. I have connections everywhere. We can get your content looking right. You just have to make the decision on when. So with that being said, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope that you found it helpful, and I will see you in the next one.